Place Nats. Nearly untouchable in his last 3 starts. Second best ERA in the majors. Pitcher of the month again. Tonight, Matt Williams calls on his ace to shut down the Braves and secure another series win in Atlanta. Nationals have a chance to win a series in Atlanta tonight. So for all of us again, it's destination TV and baseball. Bryce is in the lineup. Max is on the mound. What's better if you're a Nats fan than having those two guys performing on the same night? Bob and FP, and he is National League Pitcher of the Month for June. Second month in a row. The month didn't start out that great for him, but the last 3 times out, he was historically good.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw won Pitcher of the Month twice last year for the Dodgers, and we know how that ended up. But how about Max Scherzer? Let's all get together and take down some notes. He carried a perfect game into the 6th inning in 3 consecutive starts. All told, Scherzer faced 54 hitters between hits allowed. That's from the 7th inning against the Brewers to the 6th inning against Philadelphia. Had a perfect game going until Jose Tabata got hit by the pitch. So he's been as dominant as anybody in all of baseball. Get this, in that stretch that I'm talking about, opponents were 0 for 52 against Max Scherzer. 0 for 52. Carp, this is the big leagues. I can't believe what he's doing. It's the most dominant stretch I've ever seen from any pitcher.
If he could just improve that strikeout to walk ratio a little more from 33 to 1, I think he'd be okay. National League ranks, he should have more than 9 wins. We all know that. But all the other categories, he is up there with the best in the game, and there's no reason to believe he won't continue. On top of all of that, he is Max Scherzer, baseball player, and he's hitting a .193 career now with a whole bunch of hits this year.
He's got a 6-game hitting streak going, so he's going to win a Silver Slugger, maybe the Cy Young, and those two combined, what about an MVP for Max Scherzer? There's 2 legitimate MVP candidates in the Washington Nationals right now. Bryce Harper, Max Scherzer, he's doing it all. He's just a baseball player that loves to play, and he just happens to pitch every 5th day.
And tonight's scenario is interesting. The Nats are trying to win a series at Atlanta again and take 4 straight series from the Braves, and you've got your ace on the mound. Now, somehow the Braves have avoided him this year, but Atlanta, tonight is your night to face that other number 31. Yeah, I know that was Maddox's number, but now it's Max Scherzer's number. try to take 2 out of 3, take on the Giants over the weekend, and get a nice homestand underway tomorrow night. Nice night in Turner Field. There may be a little weather down the road. We'll worry about that down the road. Mets lost again today, and they scored 1 run in a 3-game series with the Cubs. The Nats have taken 16 of the last 22 against Atlanta. And when a rookie starts for the opposing team, it hasn't gone very well. But maybe some lab work first time around will take care of that tonight. Manny Banuelos, he's 24 years of age. He's from Durango, Mexico, part of the David Carpenter deal, ironically, and now he's an Atlanta Brave.
At one-time Yankees super prospect, he drew comparisons to Andy Pettitte in 2011. He had Tommy John surgery in 2012, missed all of 2013, and like you saw, he was acquired in the offseason for David Carpenter and left-hander Chasen Shreve.
Time to call roll on some Nats hitters wearing out the Braves. Jose Lobaton, 6 of 8 at the bottom. And all those other guys more at bats, and nobody hitting under 333. That's where Denard Span is. The Nats are 9-2 against the Braves. And overall, by the way, they've won 9 of their last 11. Denard Span, a road warrior. On the road hitting 373, second best in the league. The Nats 11 over 500 when he's in the lineup, and he's been hot. Last 17 games, 353. Let's see if D gets the Nats off to a great start in Atlanta. Straight ahead. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by visitannapolis.org. Find the Chesapeake experience at visitannapolis.org. The great Warren Spahn with that high leg kick, higher than the stadium, it appears. So a muggy night. Ball could be traveling here. The Nats will face a rookie starter. 82 degrees. Mostly cloudy skies, but everything looks okay on the radar at last check, as we checked in with the Santangelo Weather Center just a moment ago. The Nats 5th in the league in hitting, 3rd in runs, 4th in home runs. Michael A. Taylor continues to get some things done in that number 8 spot. He's been on base 3 times in this series, and over 20 ball games, hitting right around 300, and even better over the last week and a half. So Michael A. Taylor continues to impress, and he gets to play every day. Here's Manny Banuelos, 24-year-old rookie.
You see the AAA record, 6-2, 2.29 ERA. 69 strikeouts in 82 1/3 inning. He has a hard time commanding the fastball. He's got a big curveball. He'll whiffle that changeup that he has early. So he's fastball, curveball, change. Used to be a power guy, but after the Tommy John surgery, his fastball's 90 to 92 miles an hour. But if you're a Nats hitter tonight, you got to make him work, and you got to make him throw strikes. Set the defense for the Braves behind Manny Banuelos. Perez, Maven, Markakis, the outfield. Simmons, Uribe, left side. Peterson, Johnson, right side. And A.J. Przinsky doing the catching.
Behind the plate, 12-year veteran Dan Isanya. Crew chief C.B. Buckner's over at third base. Gabe Morales at second. Lance Barrett at first. Now, by the way, your points well taken on Banuelos. In the minor leagues, April, 18 strikeouts, 10 walks. May, 28 strikeouts, 13 walks. in June. 23 Ks, 15 bases on balls.
Yeah, got to make him throw strikes. Got to make him work, grind out some at-bats. You get a pitch to hit.
We've got more notes to throw at you right here. Last 11 times against Atlanta, Denard Span has gotten the Nats off to a whole bunch of good starts, and that's why they've dominated. 47 players have put on the Atlanta Braves uniform this year, and they're getting close to the all-time team record 8 years ago. And then the Nats bullpen since June 17th, only the Cubs better. And had the Cubs not played the Mets the last 3 days, maybe the Nats would have the best numbers. But it's an array of really nice colors out there. The pink backpacks, the baby blue cooler, everything going for the young guys in the Nats bullpen.
Yeah, a lot of pastels out there in the bullpen.
And let's hope they have a nice quiet night to enjoy all those colors.
You'd think guys that throw 98 would not be sporting the pastels, but they are, and I like it. It's good.
Denard Span 3 for 6, 3 walks in this series. And we're underway with a ball outside at 7-11. Denard Span on base 21 games in a row. He's hit safely 12 of his last 14. In there with 90.
So Banuelos is going to be limited to 120 to 130 innings this year, and he already has 82 1/3 in AAA. So not a lot of gas left in the tank if he's going to be put on that restriction.
Fair ball by Span inside the bag. Perez playing over near the line, so Denard won't challenge, and he goes back to first with a leadoff single. Well, there he goes. 22 games in a row on base.
Yeah, Denard hitting just 190 against lefties this year. 11 for 58, so make it 12 for 59. Right between Juan Uribe and the bag, there goes a no-hitter, and you were thinking, is he going to go for 2 to start this one up? Perez already over there, made a nice play to keep Denard at first base.
He's caused you to say that 3 nights in a row.
I like it. He can keep causing me to say it.
There's Danny Espinosa, who'll get some right-handed ABs now.
Because I know the Braves broadcasters are dying to say it tonight.
Espinosa right-handed, 17 for 53. First pitch, pop up, right side, Chase Peterson. So Espinosa wasn't waiting around. Escobar and Harper now, the next 2.
I watched some minor league video of Banuelos today, and he's got a pretty good move to first base. We'll see if he uses it here on Denard Span.
Escobar in the series 2 for 9. He had an 0 for 4 last night. Hit a ball deep to right center that was caught late in the game. Had a bunt base hit and a clean single up the middle here Tuesday night. Ball gets away. Span started then stopped as A.J. Pierzynski pounced. Bryce has 3 hits and a walk in this series so far.
That's not the good move. Sometimes lefties will show you their B or C move to make you think, especially when you haven't faced the guy before. I think that's their good one, but he's got a better one.
Escobar, 87 hits, in the top 7 in the league. 4th in batting average at .321. Pretty good looking changeup right there.
Yeah, throw it early in the count for a strike. You get a good idea of what it looks like right there. You know, Escobar all in on a 1-0 fastball, got a 1-0 change.
Span running and a ball hacked out of play right side.
Boy, he got a great jump right there, and Escobar trying to use the hole created by Jace Peterson covering. And you hate to ask one of your hitters to take the second strike for a base stealer, because now you're fighting behind in the count. So Escobar swinging away, Span with a great jump. Don't think it was a hit and run.
Yeah, 9 for 9. He has stolen his 150th. And that's in 191 career attempts. 1-2. Looking at some of the monthly totals for Banuelos. All 3 months he struck out more men in the minor leagues than hits he gave up. 18 over 17, 28 over 26, 23 strikeouts and 20 hits in June. So at least for a lot of AAA hitters, he was untouchable. Two.
That's the good move.
And Span took one step and had to reverse.
Maybe that's where the Andy Pettitte comparisons come in. Andy Pettitte with one of the best left-handed moves ever. And that was pretty good. Might have fooled Denard a little bit, but you see his head going to home plate when he's picking to first. And as a base runner, sometimes you pick up on keys like that. He'll look home, throw to first. He'll look to first, throw home. You see right there, he was looking at Denard, and then he went to the plate. And when he picked off Denard, he was looking at the plate. So those are the kind of things that Tony Tarasco looks at on video before the game. And those are the kind of things that if you haven't seen a guy before in his major league debut, you try to pick up early as a base runner.
Well, full count, 1 out. We'll see if Span's running here. Bryce Harper on deck. You want to make sure he bats in this inning. Denard is running. And that ball fouled straight down. The longer the first inning goes, the better off for everybody on deck, in the hole, and in the dugout. So Mercedes-Benz tracks the entire at bat.
Just huge to score first in general. The Nats are 22-5 when they score in the first, but when you have Max Scherzer pitching, if you could push one across, puts a lot of pressure on the Braves.
Span running again. It's out of play again.
You see Escobar kind of going out of the zone on those two. As a hitter, when it's 3-2 and the runner's going, you have a tendency to expand your strike zone a little bit because you don't want him to get thrown out, especially with a lefty that has a good move. You're really cognizant of taking that called third, so you swing at pitches you normally wouldn't.
3-2. He does swing and miss. High throw, and that gets Denard in there for his 10th of the year. So 2 outs, and Span in scoring position for Bryce Harper.
So we told you about how much Bryce Harper likes to play when Max Scherzer's pitching. How about this? 10 of Bryce's home runs this year are in Max Scherzer's start. So he has 24 on the year. 10 when Max Scherzer is on the mound. So Max's best friend is about to step in the box.
Maybe Max is Bryce's best friend. Other pitchers may be worried about matching up with a true ace, and they've made some mistakes to Bryce. But to his credit, he's hit some good pitches out of ballparks this year, too. We've seen him go down. We've seen him go away, drive the ball the other way.
He's hitting .342 against lefties this year. Do you pitch to him right here with first base open and 2 outs?
Good question.
.342 against lefties.
I don't know why you would. And this is no slam on Wilson Ramos, but he is susceptible, Wilson is, to off-speed stuff away. And we've seen this young lefty with a pretty good changeup so far.
No slam to Wilson, but you just said he can't hit off-speed away.
No, I just said, like, a lot of good hitters are susceptible to that pitch.
Yeah, he likes the changeup, that's for sure. Just think when you have one of the best hitters in the league up and a base open, it's pretty simple. It's no offense to anybody else in the on-deck circle or in the dugout. Guys hitting 340 with 24 and 58. And did you see ESPN, the Body magazine today, Carp?
I saw one shot of it on your phone.
He took that whole no batting gloves thing to a whole different level.
Strike two with 91.
Paint. Good frame by Przinsky.
Three for 8 with a walk in this series. Hasn't driven in a run yet here in Atlanta in this 3-game set. And that's well outside, 2-2.
The reason Bryce has hit lefties so well this year, he's used the whole field. Remember early in his career, he faced lefties. He's real susceptible to the off-speed away because he was in pull mode, but he's taken his singles the other way against lefties. And with Simmons holding the darn span on, he has the whole left side.
Just spit on the breaking ball away, 3-2. He'd be shocked if he saw anything but an off-speed pitch here.
3-2.
At least anything hittable. Great speed at second base, 2 outs, top of the first. Off speed, and Harper strikes out. 2 Ks for the rookie in his first big league inning. Road ERA, second best in the National League, and he takes on the Braves lineup. AJ Przinsky has seen him 33 times with 11 hits, a home run, a double, a triple. Juan Uribe has seen Max 13 times, Kelly Johnson 15, Nick Markakis 16 times, and those are the 4 guys right in the middle that have previously faced the Nats ace.
Yeah, last start the fastball averaged 95 for Max, slider 10% of the time. Curveball 13%. Best changeup he's had all year last time out against the Phillies. Threw it 20% of the time. He's only thrown it more one other start this year where he threw it 23% of the time, but it had split action to it, and that's where he got all his strikeouts. 7 of them last start against the Phillies.
Jace Peterson in the series, 1 for 7. Hit by a pitch, and that's perfect. On the outside edge, strike 2.
I'm just always anxious to see with the Max Scherzer start what the secondary pitch of the day is going to be. You remember in Milwaukee, the 16 strikeouts, it was the filthy slider. Last time out, it was the changeup. Against the Pirates, it was whatever.
That was close. Nissan will track ball 2.
And I'm trying to think of a start when it was the curveball as his best secondary pitch. That was a curve for Max. You saw him have a little lean to go catch the ball as it's thrown around the infield. He thought that was strike 3.
Peterson on 93. Just overmatched on that one. Max Scherzer, 131st strikeout.
Well, this swing tells me that Jace Peterson was thinking about that curveball again. You see how tardy he is on the fastball? He thought he's going to double up on that curve. Was sitting on off speed, tried to go emergency hack on the heater. And that's how this Max Scherzer starts with a strikeout. Same seats.
Cameron Maybin, 1 for 7 with a walk against the Nats this week. 92. Target away. Fastball right there.
And then ever since the Milwaukee start, Kark, where you're wondering how he's going to fare after that one, 16 strikeouts. He throws the no-hitter against Pittsburgh, and then you're wondering, well, is that going to drain him against the Phillies? And he was perfect through 5 1/3.
Yeah. Then he went out for the 8th inning in Philadelphia when he could have been done for the night. Ended up throwing 100 pitches in that game. He hasn't thrown fewer than 100 pitches since May 11th in 7 innings at Arizona. He's gone at least 6 in all 15 of his starts. 1-2 pitch and Maybin late.
I said in the open, and it's worth repeating, I think. He faced 54 hitters between hits allowed from the 7th inning in Milwaukee to the 6th inning at Philadelphia. In that span, opponents were 0 for 52 against Max Scherzer. He had a walk and a hit by pitch. This is the big leagues, and big league hitters were 0 for 52 against this guy.
Big breaking ball, straight drop right through the front door, and 2 Ks to start the night.
I mean, I guess he's going to need his defense sometime tonight. Taylor, Span, Harper, the outfield. That's Mendoza, Escobar left side, Ugla Moore right side, and Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Danny Espinosa.
Yeah, with Ian Desmond out. Dan Nicolco will have more on some things Ian Desmond is working on and not in the lineup tonight. Here's Nick Markakis, who's 3 for 8 against the Nats. 89 hits, 4th most in the league. And working on a modest 4-game hitting streak, but he has 6 hits. Right on his hands, popped him up. Looks playable. Ramos over right by the on-deck circle and takes it. So the ball never finds fair territory in the first inning.
Here we go again
against Max Scherzer.
Desmond is out of the lineup today. Last week he was out of the lineup a couple times to give him a mental break. This is more of a mechanical break. Ian Desmond has been working on some stuff mechanically with his swing. His hands had dropped down a little bit from where they'd been in the past. So the Nationals have been trying to get those hands back up to where they've been in past seasons. It's about improving his swing path, allowing him to get on top of the ball. Desmond did work on that after the game last night. He came in early today and did a lot of work in the cage on getting his hands high and trying to get on top of the ball a little bit more. Matt Williams wanted to give him this game off to try and let that muscle memory set in. He's going to continue to work on that process, and it's not easy, as FP knows, to make adjustments to your swing within a season, but Desmond's going to try and move those hands back up and get that swing path back where he wants it.
That's our Coons.com sideline report with Dan. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
But just raising your hands a little bit won't be that tough of an adjustment, but I still think it's more of an approach adjustment with 2 strikes and taking a little bit out of his swing and using the whole field, even though he's a 20 home run guy every single year. Where the hands are might help him make more contact, but I believe it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing at this point.
Yeah, there's no way Ian Desmond's a .219 hitter. Ramos gashes one the other way. Kelly Johnson and most first basemen play him way off the line because he goes opposite field so much. That one not reachable. The Nats have their second consecutive leadoff single.
A good approach by Wilson Ramos, just going the other way. You could tell the way he pulled his hands inside that ball that he was thinking the other way. He got a pitch down the middle, shot it to right field. Nice piece of hitting, leadoff man on.
Some boos, but also some applause for Dan Uggla, who's in the number 6 spot tonight, 0 for 1 in this series. Finest moment in this ballpark, late April. Late triple, late home run, sparking the incredible comeback.
And just missed a 3-run pinch hit Tater last night. Cooled off after the storm. Ball wasn't carrying. Hit it a ton to left center field, and Cameron Maven ran it down right at the track.
19 hits this year, 7 for extra bases. Uggla rips one left side, picked by Uribe. 5-4-3 around the horn.
A ball hit hard by Dan Uggla. Nice play by Juan Uribe going to the backhand. Good feed to Jace Peterson, and that one kind of turned itself after Juan Uribe made a nice glove play.
The Braves have now turned 89 double plays.
Unless you play here every day, this isn't an easy infield to play. It's quicker than most in the National League. The grass is cut short, the dirt's usually hard, and the ball gets on you quick.
Most double plays in the league started the day tied with the Pirates. Not exactly a stat you want to lead the league in. It means a lot of guys are on base. But 2 outs, base is empty, and here's Tyler Moore, and that's low and away, 1-1.
Although the dirt nowadays is much harder in front of home plate than it used to be. When Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz played here, it was like a moat. They would just dig out the dirt, make it nice and soft like a sand trap, so anything that hit right in front of the plate in this area just kind of stopped. There was no bounce to it.
I thought the bows and arrows and the alligators were a little too much, but it was a moat. And Tyler Moore, 8 for his last 24 over 9 games.
I actually bunted a ball here once, and it plugged. And that's all you could see was the top of the ball. Slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
Banuelos listed at just 5'10", 155. Not sure I'm buying that, but he is 24 years of age. From the Yankees in that pitchers swapping locations deal that Pete told you about, involving David Carpenter, who's now in the Nats bullpen.
Are you saying you think he's taller than that or shorter than that?
I think he's taller.
I think he's taller too. Why would you put shorter down? I'm with you.
I know. Guy's 6 foot. I'd have him listed at 6'2". Tyler Moore came hopping out of there.
Looked like a cutter from Banuelos, so just kept chasing him, and he went emergency hack, fouled it right off his shin or his knee. Right above the guard, huh?
Clint Robinson not playing first base tonight because of the lefty matchup. Outfield absolutely straight away, all 3 spots. Here's a 3-2 with 2 outs. First inning, 18 pitches, 11 strikes. A couple of pitches all over the place. Tyler trying to shake off that foul ball, and he'll do it, but it's lined right at Andrelton Simmons, who only had to take about a step to his left. So the Nats hit the ball hard 3 times in that inning. So that's the Braves' number 31. Yeah, the great Maddox, Max Scherzer, number 31. Back to work.
He would dig some Dollar Ice Cream. Dollar Ice Cream Night presented by Good Humor returns Monday, July 6th. Nats take on the Reds. 7:05 start. Dollar Ice Cream novelties are available for purchase at selected Nats dog stands until the start of the 6th inning while supplies last. Get your game tickets now at nationals.com.
13 pitches, 10 strikes, first inning for Max Scherzer. They go into a shift on A.J. Pierzynski with Escobar moving over by the umpire, and then Dan Uggla out into short right field. Big home run last night. Got the Braves their first 2 runs in a 4-run fourth. That's all they would need in a 4-1 win.
See, what A.J. Pierzynski's doing right now is exactly what you should do against Max Scherzer. Just go up there and brain dead hack. Because you can't sit on anything with Max Scherzer. You don't know what you're going to get. Whether it's going to be a 0-0 slider, 0-0 curveball, 1-0 changeup, 92, 97.
Reaching for that 0-2 pitch. Taylor in the corner, right up against the barrier in foul ground, and he was playing well over toward that line.
And when you have the credential and the resume that he has, especially the last 3 games, what's your game plan against a guy like Max Scherzer? You sit on a fastball, you may not get one. Sit on a slider, you may not get one. And count leverage is overrated with him because he doesn't always challenge you with the fastball. So what do you do against guys that have 4 or 5 plus pitches? You just swing. Hope you run into one. And I really don't think there's any more to it than that. Certain guys, yeah, I'm looking fastball low and away tonight. I see it, my eyes light up, I'm getting on it. Certain guys you might sit off speed, certain at-bats in certain situations. But with this guy, hack.
Well, and maybe the foremost brave who subscribes to that philosophy is in the batter's box right now.
Swing hard in case you hit it.
Juan Uribe, 2 solo homers in this series.
And hope you don't get to 2 strikes.
There's the big curveball. 76. Ending up well outside. 3rd strikeout, 2 down.
But it's interesting to see how Max Scherzer reacts to those kinds of game plans. You remember the Pirates came out swinging against him, and what did he do? He threw some strikes first time around, and then he expanded the strike zone second time around. He said, hey, I realized they were going to be aggressive with me. Then I decided, well, I'm going to mix it up a little bit, change speeds, and not throw as many strikes.
There's Kelly Johnson. Nets don't shift on him, but it's definitely a to-pull approach on the infield. Outfield is just the other way. Johnson 4 for 15 career against Max. He gets jammed and fouls one straight back. Little spinner over to the left side. Escobar buries one, and Tyler Moore makes an outstanding play. Good thing Escobar wasn't playing any more off the line.
Well, you know why he had the double pump? The ball was probably still spinning in his glove. It had that much English on it. So he gets it. He has to reach a couple of times. You see it kind of spun to the top of his glove. Nice pick by Tyler Moore.
Mid-90s for Max Scherzer so far. Let's talk about his hitting, too. He's part of the Honda Nationals duo behind Michael A. Taylor, who's been hot over the last week and a half. Scherzer, a hitting streak of 6 games. He's scored 4 runs, so he's scoring more runs than he gives up also. And Denard Span Last 18 games just doing everything offensively at the top of this lineup.
He's getting more hits that he gives up too.
It's crazy. 31 pitches, 19 strikes for Manny Banuelos' first 2 innings. Taylor in this series 1 for 6, 2 walks. Trying to bunt a board and it flies over the screen. And this one over by the tarp and on a play.
Sweet grab on the ricochet. One hand. Didn't spill a drop of his food. Nicely done.
Rookie left-hander with his 0-2 pitch. Struck out Escobar and Harper to get out of a first inning situation when Span got a hit, stole second. Double play helped him in the second. And Taylor's going to take that fastball right in there. Inner half. Scherzer coming up, and Dan Coco, he has 9 hits already this year.
He does, Bob, and Matt Williams realized that he opened the floodgates earlier this season when he had Doug Fister pinch hit. Max Scherzer now wanting in on that too. The other day in Philly, he walked into Matt Williams' office with a printout that showed he was 3 for 7 with a double and an RBI off Kevin Correa, wanting a pinch hit opportunity. I asked Matt Williams if that'll be happening anytime soon. He said no chance.
Walking his own printouts into the manager's office. I like it.
He's always ready for whatever.
Yeah. That one right off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Scherzer's career batting average at the start of the year in his American League years, 165, 13 hits. As a National Leaguer now, he has 9 already.
Because he's working on it.
Scherzer trying to drop one into right center, but he hit it too well. Carries out to Cameron Maybin, 2 outs.
It's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. I wish that said strangest. It would be way better. Using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and you might just see yourself on an upcoming broadcast. That's brought to you by T-Mobile. Tweet your strangest fan photo. I think that'd be way better.
Well, it could be your strongest.
Just
even if
your weirdest one. Strongest. Strangest. Change that to strangest. That's the way I'm reading that from now on.
Denard Span. Now hitting .313. Took a hot shot right between Juan Uribe and the third base bag. First time up. Started the day as the National League's 8th leading hitter. 4 for 7 in this series and 3 walks, so all over the base paths here.
You know, it's funny. We've watched Denard play for 2+ years. How many times have you seen him lay a bunt down to third? And every team plays their third baseman in. I've seen him hit far more balls past the third baseman in the 5.5 hole, or even between the bag and the third baseman, than lay down a bunt to third. When he bunts for a hit, he usually brings it with him. But inevitably, you see every team playing it on the grass.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Another extended at bat for Denard Span. And with his base hit first time up, he's now hit safely 13 of his last 15 games. That's a strike call. So Banuelos strikes out Taylor looking on 90, Span on 89, and he gets his first 1-2-3 inning.
I don't know where you're at. Max Scherzer's pitching. Let's go. The strikeout to start the game. Jace Peters. Look at that curveball right there. So fastball, curveball, slider to Juan Uribe. There's the 3 strikeouts. Wilson Ramos catches the pop-up to end the first inning, and Max is even going to pick up your mask for you. Yeah. He does it all.
Well, he answered the bullpen phone last night. Why not? Gave Jose Lobaton a shoulder massage in the dugout last night. One of those airport 5-minute deals. Andrelton Simmons, bottom of the 3rd, then Yuri Perez and Manny Banuelos. Simmons 1 for 7 in the series. That was his second at bat, a base hit in the 5th inning. Tuesday night against Jordan Zimmerman, who was brilliant in Game 1.
Do you see the swings on the fastball? There's hitters that we've seen in fastball counts over the last 4 or 5 Scherzer starts that are late. And it's not late on 97, it's late on 92, 93. What does that mean? Well, we always talk about how he's a crossfire guy and there's deception in his delivery. But you're seeing a lot of tardy swings on 92. And there's another one. 93 miles an hour, and he's late, and he's sitting on fastball, and we've seen it in the first 6 hitters and for the last 3 starts. Imagine when he gets up to 97, 98.
Didn't miss by much with 96.
I think that's his changeup. When he goes 92 to 97.
And a ball left side. Picked by Escobar. Nice play to his left. 7 straight to start the game.
I talked about how fast this infield is, and Yunel Escobar, third baseman, loves to play shallow, even with 2 strikes. Look where he's playing, just a step and a half off the grass. He told me he'd rather field the ball off the grass and the dirt at third, so he probably plays shallower than most third basemen. Ball got on him quick, nice play, plenty of time to make the throw.
He might have just pointed to Mark Wiedemeyer in the Nats dugout, the guru of defense. So here's the number 8 hitter, Yuri Perez. And there's the guy who coordinates the Nats defensively. I know we've called him Yuri. Then when he was with the Nats, it was Yuri.
I can't keep track.
Well, Chatted with our buddy Jim Powell today, Braves radio guy, and there's the first base hit. And he was told today by the player that it is A. Yuri Perez now. So that's it. First base hit for the Braves. It comes with 1 out in the 3rd inning, bringing in Manny Banuelos with a chance to sacrifice.
Well, I liked him better as Yuri. A. Yuri's a way better hitter.
And he can run. So Perez is 10 for 31 now, getting a 13-game look with the Braves so far. Banuelos squaring early, and a ball hit to Scherzer. And never even took a glance at second base. And you knew who was running. Sacrifice to Ugla is good. Runner at second, 2 outs. And then Jace Peterson. Scherzer struck him out first inning.
I'm in uncharted waters right now. I don't know how to call this game. You know, usually in a Scherzer start, we're thinking of ways not to jinx it, and they already got a hit. So what do we do? I'm lost. 3 consecutive games taking a perfect game into the 6th. What now?
Settle for a scoreless 3rd. And after the breaking ball, that's a fastball up at 94, strike 2.
We can say perfect game. We can say no hitter. We've increased our vocabulary immensely after the Perez hit. That was funny. Last start, we couldn't even refer to the no-hitter because he had a no-hitter going. So we just said his last start, which was really good.
Yeah, when they didn't do much of anything against him, except lean into a changeup. 0-2 to Peterson now. He reaches out and hits one out to center for Denard's span. So no sweat on the 1-out hit and the sacrifice. The Braves get a base runner against Max Scherzer. That's news around baseball.
That's brought to you by Miller Lite.
No scores. We go to the 4th. Espinoza, Escobar, Harper, 2-3-4 for the Nats. Join us all Saturday, the 4th of July, at the ballpark. 11:05 game against the Giants. And there are some serious pitching matchups for this series. And on that one, it'll be Bumgarner and Strasburg. Wow. Have brunch at the ballpark. A variety of brunch, food, and cocktail items will be available at the Red Porch and other locations. Gates will open at 8:30. Did you hear that? 8:30. 202-675-NATS or visit nationals.com to purchase your tickets for the 4th of July.
Some of my friends will just be going straight to the ballpark.
From
a night out.
Danny Espinosa, first swing pop-up to second. His first time up, and he takes this one to the edge.
I have Nats fans tweeting at me during the break asking me where do they sit now that the Braves have gotten a hit.
I was going to discuss that with you. I'm not sure same seats after one inning is...
No, same seats. I mean, they're all walking around like zombies right now. They don't even know what to do. They're just running into lamps, into walls. They don't know what to do.
Yuri Perez.
One of those vowels.
Well,
A-E-I-O or U.
He's happier in Atlanta. Most of his time in Syracuse the last couple of years.
Sometimes why.
Danny Espinosa can't get it downstairs. So that is out number 10, and he has struck out 5 Nats so far. Into the 8 o'clock hour here in Atlanta. Skies are clearing to the west, becoming a beautiful evening here after we sat through a 2-hour and 9-minute start of the game rain delay last night. Nats dropped it 4-1. Last out was made at 11:58. But they could win a series here tonight. Here's Escobar. He struck out swinging first time. That's fair. Over by the bag, Uribe.
Seems like Manny Banuelos knows exactly who he's up against tonight. He brought his A game for sure. The cutter in late has been good. The changeup down and away from righties has been good. He's on top of his game in his major league debut against Max Scherzer. That's a tough draw. And here comes Bruce Harper. Jenny Bruce.
Banuelos dropped a breaking ball on him for a strikeout. Last out of the first inning. Bryce will take that one curving outside. Mixing speeds. Throwing to both sides of the plate here. Used the upper part of the strike zone with some effective fastballs.
Yeah, the cutter has been nice for him on that side. Glove side cutter into righties, away from lefties. They might want to rethink that 130 inning limit for this guy. He's been more than impressive here early.
And the rookie making his major league debut, walking off the mound after that pitch.
Well, that'll get Bryce Harper's attention and definitely Dan Isonia's attention.
Count goes to 2-2. And then Bryce IDs that one coming in low. He has walked 56 times this year. On base percentage coming in at .464. Ball netted up out of the strike zone. It was a big hook. And Manny Banuelos is confounding the Nats through 4 innings tonight.
Harper jersey. He's going to be out the ballpark on the 3rd. That's tomorrow. Nats take on the Giants. 6:05 start. Celebrate Independence Day with post-game Freedom fireworks. That's presented by Associated Builders and Contractors. Enjoy a performance from the United States Navy Ceremonial Guard drill team to kick off the display. For more information, go to nationals.com. And we are glad everything is safe and sound at home in Navy Yard after waking up this morning with some kind of scare.
All's well, and that's what's important in Nationals Park neighborhood. Bottom of the 4th inning. Cameron Maybin struck out by Scherzer first time. Goes up hacking. That's well hit. Right field corner and into the foul area, and Bryce Harper there to grab it. Inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep on Max. So walks and hits per innings pitched. And look at the names just ahead of him. So minimum of 1 inning pitched per team game, and Max is way beyond that. He's at 113 innings. This is game number 80. And the other 31's on that list too. Strike on the inside edge. That was nasty under the hands of Nick Markakis.
That guy's pretty good.
They were showing some historical videos about the Braves during the rain delay last night. This ball popped over by the edge. It'll come back a little, but not enough. And one of them was on Greg Maddux. And of course, a big deal was made about his acquisition as a free agent when he decided to leave the Cubs. And John Smoltz said he was sitting at home watching TV. And he was like, "Are you kidding me? We just got Greg Maddux."
Kind of like when the Nats signed Max Scherzer this offseason.
Yeah. Oh, 2 to Markakis.
Every time I see that Greg Maddux sign with the 31 by it, I see a sinker right at my front hip. And then I see both of my hands up in the air like it's going to hit me. And then I see umpire ringing me up. But I could say that for a lot of pitchers.
And a lot of hitters can say that too. Yeah, got him. Outside edge of the plate. Markakis probably telling Dan Isanya, going to give him both sides. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
I like the right over the top shot from center field. Good frame by Wilson Ramos. Might have been a bit outside. Nick Markakis didn't like it. Max Scherzer had been all over the strike zone, and umpire Dan Isanya in a good rhythm with Scherzer gives him the call.
Shift on now again for A.J. Pierzynski, who fouled out down the left field line to Michael Taylor first time. So what's interesting about these shifts, you see infields playing the pull, but more often than not, the outfield is set up the other way. Paid off in a catch by Taylor first time up. 84 way downstairs. And 7 RBIs to go with that 1 career homer against Scherzer.
But, I mean, getting back to being in a rhythm with a pitcher, do you think Dan Isanya right now is looking for strikes? Max Scherzer's got 134 strikeouts and just 14 walks. So as a home plate umpire, you're looking for strikes. You're not looking for balls with Max Scherzer on the mound. And you're going to get borderline calls based on reputation and what you've accomplished.
Yeah, that's only a 9.6 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio.
As he misses a curveball right on cue. Nailed that.
Bases empty, 2 outs in the 4th of a scoreless game. Target away. Tried to do what he did to Markakis. Max Scherzer won his 100th career game last time out. So the record's 100 wins, 55 losses. Start number 214 in his career tonight, 7th time against Atlanta. And a high fly ball that'll tail back to Taylor, the left fielder. Mastery, absolute mastery of his craft. 1 hit through 4. Another sparkling night for Scherzer so far.
No score heading to the top of the 5th. Serious pitchers duel going on here in Atlanta. Max Scherzer, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Manny Banuelos, 6 strikeouts, no walks. And the lefty in his major league debut has been outstanding. Changeup's been good. You see the cut fastball right there to Denard Span for a called third. And this guy, not his major league debut, but he's been fantastic as usual. He's given up 1 hit so far. A 3rd inning single to Yuri Perez. And that's it. Manny Banuelos has mixed it up nice. Curveball's been good. Fastball's been just wild enough to keep hitters off balance, and the changeup's been good as well.
Top 5 for the Nats: Ramos, Ugla, and more. Wilson Ramos, a hard line drive base hit to right field, leading off the 2nd. Nats had their leadoff man on first 2 innings, haven't done anything since. So 8 straight for the rookie Banuelos. Ramos to short. Andrelton Simmons, 1 out, 5th inning.
Don't miss the DMV's premier PGA Tour event, the Quicken Loans National. Join host Tiger Woods July 28th through August 2nd at Robert Trent Jones Golf Club. For tickets, go to QLNational.com. You going to be in that?
You asked me that last night.
I'm asking you again today. I'm putting the pressure on you.
I would not hit the gallery with my driver.
I want you to duck hook one right into the gallery.
But on my second shot, if they all stood on the green, they would be safe. Here's Zugla.
Oh. If I ever golfed at anything like that, I don't think I could even put the ball on the tee. I'd be so nervous. My hand would be shaking so bad.
Crowd murmuring. Dan Ugla hit into a 5-4-3 double play ball. First time out, it was sharply hit, and Uribe picked it at third, and then they had plenty of time to turn it.
Seems like with every pitch, Manny Banuelos is saying, I belong here. More confidence as this thing goes.
Then he turns it over. Strikeout number 7. Nissan will track it.
Yeah, big curveball to a nasty changeup. You see that late movement. Uggla might have had a chance to put it in play if it wasn't for that diving action at the very end.
And here's Tyler Moore, who really hit one hard off of his left leg right above the shin guard. First time up, then he hit the ball hard but lined out to short. Handcuff some right-handed hitters with that fastball that you talked about, cutting into them. And a 1-1 now. And this one-hopper to Simmons. Soft with the hands. And if you're going to play with Max Scherzer, your pitcher has to do what Banuelos is doing for the Braves tonight.
Inning. Who's hot, who's not? Denard Span on fire. He's reached base safely at 22 straight games. That's the second longest active streak. Troy Tulowitzki from the Rockies, 29 and counting. And Juan Uribe, 3 taters in his last 4 games. He only had 3 in his previous 55 games, and he's hit very well for the Atlanta Braves. 304 with 5 home runs and 11 RBI coming into tonight's game.
Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star Sales Event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Uribe with the Braves now, 31st game, hitting right around 300. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Scherzer back to work, 5th inning. 47 pitches, including that one, 36 strikes. It was a strike for a while, but not when Juan let go with his swing. And then the fastball up and in at 92.
You know, I don't know if it lines up or not for Max Scherzer, but he almost has to start the All-Star game, doesn't he?
Well, he's pitching today, so he would pitch, what, next Monday? Tuesday against the Reds. He could be pitching the final Sunday in Baltimore. That's a fair ball. It's going to get deep into the corner. Michael A. Taylor will dig it out, and Juan Uribe has the Braves' first extra base hit tonight.
Might have been a changeup from Scherzer, and Uribe does a nice job of digging it out, keeping it fair. And a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 5th for the Braves. And it's up to Kelly Johnson to figure out a way to get Uribe to third.
He hit that ball with all the crazy English on it first time, down to Yunel Escobar at third base. So he's in pull mode here. .020 Nets, 0-2-0 Braves. And that ball is off to the left side, out of play.
Now you would think the 2-strike fastball from Scherzer is the pitch right here, and Kelly Johnson's trying to pull the ball to the right side. And the reason I say 2-strike fastball, that's the one that's usually 95 and above. And for a left-handed hitter, especially with the run it has going away from you, that's tough to get around it and pull it to the right side. See what they decide on.
Goes up in a way that had a little grunt attached to it.
I mean, does a changeup have to go from fast to slow? If you throw 91, 92 with 0 and 1 strikes, and you throw 97 with 2 strikes, isn't that a changeup?
You're changing things up.
You're definitely changing things up. Nobody said a changeup has to go slower. Max Scherzer has a changeup. It's a fastball.
Yeah.
If that made any sense.
2-2 pitch. And a ball in the air to right, not deep. On Uribe, he's not going anywhere. Bryce Harper hits the cutoff man, 1 out. Simmons and Perez the next 2.
It's a big out. It's a huge out. So we always talk about Max Scherzer covering all bases, backing up everything. Great base runner, great hitter. He's not taking anything for granted. Watch him get behind third base just in case Bryce Harper launches one, hustling over there. Ready for action. Not shocking at all.
Yeah, sprinting and taking those deep breaths he usually does when he's on his way to first for a base hit. Here's Andrelton Simmons, who was robbed of a hit by Escobar. First time up, leading off the 3rd. He was able to turn on one and pull it. Tight on the slider, 87, right to the edge. And time given to the hitter by Dan Isanya.
Pretty good pitch. 94, it looked good the first time. How did it look on pitch track? Yeah, scratch all that stuff I said about Isanya looking for strikes.
That is well outside, 2-1. Braves had a veritable explosion last night with 4 runs. They had come into that game having scored just 22 in their previous 11 games. They had the big inning against Doug Fister last night. Both teams know how big it is to get the first run in this game. And there it is. Right off the end of the bat, Simmons gets it over short. 1-0 Atlanta.
A nice piece of hitting by Simmons, staying on this ball. He was fooled, but he kept his hands back, and watch him stay through it. Just kind of massages it out to left center field over the head of Danny Espinosa, putting his ball club up 1-0. The Braves really haven't hit Max Scherzer's fastball yet tonight. They've had a little success on the off speed.
2 hits in this inning, 3 in the game. Eury Perez is next, and he had their first base hit tonight. Clean ground ball single up the middle in the 3rd.
I think Perez's hit was on a fastball. Uribe's hit was on a changeup, and that looked like it might have been a curveball to Simmons that he just stayed through.
Up and in. So Max Scherzer gives up more than 1 hit for the first time since June 9th. That was, of course, with the exception of his last start when the Phillies got 5 hits, but he shut them down. So he went 1 hit, no hit, 5 hits in 3 consecutive starts going into tonight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on the move, swing and a miss. Ramos a bullet, and the ball's waiting for Andrelton Simmons. Dan Uggla on the tag.
Quick release by Wilson Ramos. Eury Perez almost got in the way of this. Ramos right over the top. No run on that ball. True 4-seamer right to Dan Uggla, and Max Scherzer with a big-time fist pump after Uggla tagged out Simmons.
Like the catcher called time that time. Ramos. Umpire pointed to him.
It's a good throw. Got rid of it quick. Stayed on top of it so there was no run into the runner.
And a 2-2. Little pop fly for Tyler Moore over there. So Scherzer able to get the caught stealing with help from Ramos. Then he gets the number 8 hitter, so the pitcher has to lead off in the 6th. But the Braves have gone out on top. Run on 3 hits for the Braves. Max Scherzer, 64 pitches, 47 strikes. And those folks looking for something offensively in the 6th inning. Denard Span, first inning hit, first entry in the box score. A stolen base, his 10th, never got beyond second base. Ramos led off the 2nd with a hit, doubled up. And the Nats have gone 11 in a row, including that double play ball. Manny Banuelos, 62 pitches, 40 strikes. As Michael A. Taylor leads off the 6th.
All outside.
Just missed with the first one and pretty much threw the same pitch again.
Well, it's getting late, and it's a big part of this ball game. Michael Taylor can find a way to get on. Max Scherzer as good as anybody handling the bat, and all of a sudden you have a situation. So it's a big batter for the Braves and Manny Banuelos to get out.
Staying away from Taylor there, 3 pitches in a row. He busted him inside with the heater to get him looking first time up. And Taylor gets under 1 to left. Perez didn't see it at first. And then he has it for the first out. For the Achiever in You, PNC Bank. With our minor league report, we'll check in on Kevin Keys at Syracuse. University of Texas Longhorn, 7th rounder 5 years ago. So the 26-year-old's been in the organization for a while. Big night last night, 4 hits, couple of homers, drove in 5, scored 3. And he is slugging and hitting for high average with the AAA Syracuse Chiefs.
He's ready. Call him up. Is this going to be one of those Max Scherzer at-bats where I'm getting on and I'm scoring? I got this all by myself. We've seen it a few times this year.
Fouled a pitch off first time just like that one. And kind of hit a what you call a high line drive out to right center, and it was picked off by Maben. Now the count's 0-2. Pulls it to short. Simmons.
All right, come out to the ballpark on Sunday, July 5th. Giants are in town. ESPN's going to broadcast that game. It's Sunday Night Baseball, so mark down the 8:08 start on Sunday. It was a 1:35. Now it's 8:08. First 25,000 fans, you get a Steven Strasburg bobblehead. That's presented by Geico. Visit Nationals.com to purchase your tickets right now. That's not the bobblehead. That's Steven.
That commemorates his Major League debut. 14 Ks against the Bucks. Top of the order now, Denard Span, 1 for 2. Base hit and a called 3rd strike. Left field way again, slicing out of play. Look out. Manny Banuelos has retired 13 in a row. Two years removed from Tommy John surgery. Then he pitched at 3 different levels for the Yankees last year. 26 games, 25 starts.
Used to be a power guy, and then after Tommy John, that mid-90s fastball is a low-90s fastball, and he really started working on his curveball changeup, his off-speed. Pitches that he really didn't need early in his career when he's a big-time prospect with the Yankees. So to his credit, kind of reinvented himself at a young age, and now in his major league debut has just been spectacular.
And they were careful with him last year. He only went 5 innings twice. Those are his longest outings of the year once he got to the AAA level last season. And that gets Denard Span. That was a changeup. It appeared at 78 that just kept chasing Denard Span, and he's on for the second time tonight.
And don't forget, he had his 10th stolen base in the first inning. You would think in a 1-run game with 2 outs, you try to find a way to get the second here early in the count for Danny Espinosa. Just that a changeup that got away. Looked like he tried to turn it over, hit Denard Span in the shoulder. So free base runner, 2 outs. Seemed like they had a good read on Banuelos in the first. And we'll see.
Danny Espinosa back in that first inning, swung at the first pitch, popped it up to second. Span stole the base while Escobar was hitting. Danny's second time up, he struck out swinging.
Throw over. See that thumb out for Brzezinski. Throw over sign.
Denard Span now 10 for 10 on the year. Nats running game with him out after the core muscle issues during the offseason really got off to a slow start. He swiped 31 in 38 attempts last year. Off and running, good jump. Espinosa takes, no contest at second base.
Yeah, he definitely picking up something. That was a great jump, no throw over, and an easy stolen base for Denard Span. His 11th, hasn't been caught once. Watch this. And I think it's as simple as what I said. As soon as Banuelos turns his head to home, he's going home. And Denard Span got a read on it. Easy stolen base. And now Danny Espinosa trying to tie this game up or more. That bag was ripped.
Pitch was called a strike. Espinosa is driven in 23. He has 1 RBI in this series. And he gets hit with a fastball. 91 up around the shoulder. 2 on, 2 out.
Well, you wonder if he's getting tired all of a sudden. A guy that's had pinpoint command obviously doesn't want to hit anybody at this stage of the game. We'll hit back-to-back hitters, and all of a sudden it's turned into a snowball fight here in Atlanta. Denard Span with the changeup, Danny Espinosa with the cutter. Both guys got hit in the front shoulder. And now Yunel Escobar trying to tie this game up or more. A trainer out to the mound?
Wow.
That's not good.
Jim Lovell, the assistant trainer for the Braves out there.
Boy, everybody out there. So I don't think this is a trip, but I think they're going to get somebody up in the pen, and that's going to do it for Banuelos, who was spectacular here tonight until those last 2 hitters.
He had retired 13 in a row, got Span with a changeup, Espinosa with a fastball. And the major league debut goes well as long as he's well for the Braves. 5 2/3, he gives up only 2 hits. Strikes out 7. Didn't walk a batter, but lost his command in this inning. So we'll just have to wait and see who the Braves will get up. They'll get somebody up in the bullpen. They'll come all the way in, and you would think, use the mound that's actually on the field.
It's like Dana Eveland.
Yeah, that's a lefty Eveland up right now. This call to the bullpen packaged by the UPS Store, your one-stop shop for all your small business needs. Let us handle your mailbox service needs. We love logistics. So Evelyn getting ready out there, but Archma coming in.
Both plunked by pitches. So the first one to Nard I thought was a changeup that got away. Didn't really finish that, right? Kind of just eased up on it. I don't know what everybody was seeing on the dugout, but now the fastball, same kind of recoil with the arm. And was there something in the lower half? A.J. Pierzynski waving the trainers out. Directed traffic. He's pointing to who he wants to come out. I think he wanted the trainer.
And it wasn't David Archma coming out of the bullpen. It was Nick Massett, who came in the 7th inning last night, gave up a couple of hits and a run. And then the Braves had to get him out. So he'll get all the time he needs here. The hitter coming up will be Yunel Escobar, who is 0 for 1 career against him with a couple of walks. And then Bryce Harper on deck. So for Massett, for Atlanta, it'll be his 19th appearance, 27th overall.
A fastball, cutter, curveball split for Massett. Fastball average is 92. He'll cut the fastball around 90. Curveball 80, split 86, 87.
So Massett pitched 51 games with Colorado last year, and the Braves have picked him up.
Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Health System for every Tater and Nats player hits this year. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection.
Escobar trying to stay loose, waiting for this AB.
Well, you hope Banuelos is okay, because, I mean, as far as a major league debut goes, I haven't seen too many better than what he did here tonight. Gave up just 2 hits, 5 2/3 shutout innings, even though these runners are his on base right now. Not fazed by the moment. I mean, for a rookie in his debut, you're looking for things like, is he afraid to throw strikes? What is his demeanor, his body language on the mound? And it was check, check, and check. He was real good going toe-to-toe with one of baseball's best pitchers.
So the Mets lost today, as we told you earlier. Beaten by the Cubs 6-1. 1 run in 3 games. Jacob deGrom lost that one. The Nats could go 7 up on Atlanta. The Marlins beat the Giants again today, so San Fran will be in a bad mood when they get to D.C. tonight.
They're already there. It was a 12 o'clock game.
And the Phillies, they've lost 3 in a row, and they're down 7-4 to Milwaukee right now.
So what did we start about? 9:20 last night, 7:10 tonight, 6:05 tomorrow, 11 o'clock on Saturday, and the Nats will play at 8:08 on Sunday. Got it all covered.
Yep.
Good luck getting in a routine if you're a player.
Escobar, a swinging strikeout and a ground ball to third. Acid misses. It was close.
This is where, when Unell's at his best, he's thinking the other way.
Good arm in right field. Great speed at second. Markakis and Span. And he rips one to the left side. Right at Uribe, who picked it before it got to the ground. Nats will strand a couple. They've left 3 tonight. They're into the Atlanta bullpen for the rest of the night. Tough luck, AB, for Escobar.
Of impressive numbers through the first half of the season, but he told me the other day 2 that he keeps particularly close tabs on are strikeout to walk ratio and percentage of swings and misses, and he's posted career best to this point in both of those categories so far this season. When it comes to strikeout to walk ratio, more than double his best in any year prior to this year. He told me that strikeout to walk ratio in a broad sense tells him how well he's throwing, and more specifically swings and misses. He says, that's my game. Am I outthinking you? When I'm generating swings and misses, that's when I'm locked in. And typically, when you get swings and misses, there's weak contact behind it. So his walk rate is well down from what it's been in the past. Strikeouts still up, and lots of swings and misses for Max Scherzer, especially the last handful of outings.
All right, thank you, Dan. Bottom of the 6th inning underway. Joey Tadoslavich will hit for Nick Massett. He threw a lot more pitches getting ready than he had to once his appearance started, and there goes a bat into the seats right by the end of the screen on a swing by Tadoslavich.
Kind of adding on to what Dan said too, we were in the clubhouse in Philadelphia early in the season, and Dan and I both told him that Jordan Zimmerman trying to get the bat back, they won't give it to him. We were telling him that Jordan Zimmerman and Doug Fister had more starts than walks last year, and his eyes lit up, and he said he wants to do that too. Well, he's got 14 walks on the year. This is his 16th start. More starts than walks. He's doing it.
0-1 pitch and a breaking ball. Hooked foul by Terdoslavich.
The mob is chanting, "Keep the bat." It's getting violent here in Atlanta.
Yeah. Mob rule during a baseball game. Scary. Wanaribe, a double, a run scored. He came home on the Simmons base hit. Strike three. Ramos has to pounce, and he throws out Joey Terdoslavich. And for Max Scherzer, strikeout number 5.
Time for Toyota Keys for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year. So that's 5 tonight for Max.
Top of the order, Peterson, then Maben. That's perfect to the outside edge with 93. Jace Peterson 0 for 2 tonight, swinging strikeout and a fly ball to center. And the hook drops in up in the zone.
This is where you step in and just go, I don't know. Look for that 96. And then get that.
Got it. Looked like Ramos got to it before it hit the ground. Not sure if it was tipped or not. Strikeout number 6.
So you get a fastball for strike 1, a curveball for strike 2, and then you're looking for that fastball. You get the changeup, strike 3, foul tip. Wilson Ramos hangs on. Max Scherzer waiting patiently.
2 down.
6 strikeout.
And here's Cameron Maben. Strikeout and a fly ball for him tonight.
I mean, you can't mix power with command plus off-speed stuff like this in a video game. I mean, he's darting every spot with his fastball. He's throwing every off-speed pitch for a strike when he wants to, a ball when he wants to, which may be even more important. It's like he got the joystick out watching this guy pitch. I just sounded old saying joystick.
There's the 97 put-away fastball. So Scherzer strikes out the side after giving up a run last inning. Bryce Harper will lead off the 7th. Ramos and Uckler to follow, 1-0 game. Authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
And 1-0 Braves as we head to the top of the 7th inning. This is your last chance to vote, folks. Polls are closing tonight at 11:59 p.m. They've already closed in Europe, but they haven't closed here yet. So vote for Bryce, Denard Span, Escobar, whoever the heck you want. You can vote up to 35 times. You can be eligible for 50% off your ticket offer. So last chance to vote. Do it right now as David Ardsma takes the mound for the Braves.
Bryce Harper's 1-for-1 career against him with a double. Ardsma came on to get one out last inning, ending the 7th on a strikeout of Danny Espinosa.
Do you think Bryce will bring his uniform to Cincinnati?
Why wouldn't he?
I don't know. After the magazine shoot I saw today, I don't know.
That's an all-star game I would not be interested in watching.
Well, there's a lot of people that would be, I'll tell you that, based on the text messages I got today.
Knock themselves out. Bryce struck out tonight twice by Manny Banuelos. So evidently no injury to Banuelos, cramping and dehydration. Removed him from the game after 5 2/3.
Boy, Bryce Harper got his pitch right there, fouled it back, and is frustrated. 91 right down the middle. You talk about getting your pitch. Watch where this one is, folks. We've seen him hit that one a mile. And you heard the frustration after the foul ball.
0-2 now. Next homer by the Nats this year will be number 80. Harper has 24 of the 79. Here's a 1-2 pitch. High and out of play, left side.
One-run game, Bryce Harper up, and David Ardsma going right after him with fastballs right down the chute.
Three of the four well inside the strike zone. Bryce gets another 91 that he fouls straight back.
I haven't seen this all year. I mean, usually with Bryce, you get 2 strikes, guys start to get real perfect and try to make the perfect pitch. Next thing you know, it's 3-2. David Ardsma just letting it rip right down the middle.
It's like Roger McDowell told him to go in the game and protect this 6-run lead we have.
That's how I used to get Tony Gwynn out. Just throw it right down the middle and hope you hit it at somebody. But Tony Gwynn didn't have the same kind of pop that Bryce Harper has.
1-0 Atlanta here in the 7th. That's the changeup that floats up and away. And Harper gashes one out to center. That is dropped by Maben. Bryce into second base. Maben got there and he just couldn't squeeze it. And we'll see how they rule it. That ball was crushed.
I'm trying to think how they should score this, but a changeup from Ardsma kind of speeds Bryce up. He catches it out front, a laser beam, and I thought that was way over Maben's head. I don't think that's routine effort or routine play. We'll see how they score it. I got that as a double.
They've got it down as a double.
either way, tying run in scoring position with nobody out here in the 7th. Good at bat by Bryce Harper. And David Ardsma was flirting with disaster, and he kept the ball in the yard. And he can't believe that Cameron Maybin didn't make that play. Not an easy play.
So Bryce Harper now 2 for 2 career against Ardsma, both doubles. Got to get this runner on the move here. Wilson Ramos. They were giving Bryce Harper a pretty good leadoff there too. That was Bryce Harper's 43rd extra base hit. Ramos does the job and then some. Here comes Harper. Markakis, no throw. The game is tied.
You know, Carb, I just asked the truck after this pitch to show me a shot of the Braves infield. I couldn't believe that Jace Peterson was holding Bryce Harper on at second base with nobody out. And the reason I say that is Wilson Ramos is trying to hit the ball the right side, and Peterson almost standing on second base, giving Ramos the whole right side of the infield to hit with. Look at where Peterson starts right here. As a hitter, you're trying to hit it to the right side. That's a routine ground ball to second if he's not holding Bryce Harper on. And as it is, it's a tie ball game. You know, as a second baseman, you know that a right-handed hitter is trying to move the ball there. Yeah. So what you usually do is you tell your shortstop, hey, you keep this runner close. I have to get some range here. And that whole thing was just weird right from the start, and Wilson Ramos took tremendous advantage of what I think kind of a defensive hiccup by Jace Peterson trying to hold Bryce on there.
Dan Uggla does not have a sacrifice bunt this year. He has 12 of them in his big league career. He was squaring early right there with Tyler Moore and Michael A. Taylor, the next two hitters.
But that's one of those things. It doesn't matter what the spray charts say. In a 1-0 ball game in the top of the 7th inning with a leadoff double, whoever's hitting right there is trying to manipulate the ball to move the runner. If it's a left-hander, he's trying to pull it. If it's a right-hander, he's trying to push it over there. And so throw the scouting report out. The situation, the game dictates where you play right there, not the spray chart.
So Ramos, I think, had to take maybe 2 steps back to the bag on that throw.
And on top of all that, his base hit in the second inning was that way too.
Yeah, Ramos 2 for 3, almost identical. One a line drive, one a hard ground ball. Uggla's got to lay down a really good bunt here. But he stabs at it. That hits A.J. Pierzynski. And now do you take the bunt off with a guy who just doesn't bunt as a rule? Dan Uggla 1 for 4 career against David Ardsma.
Yeah, I think Matt Williams trying to get Max Scherzer a W right here, getting Wilson Ramos in a scoring position. But if you're Dan Uggla, A, you're not used to bunting, and B, Wilson Ramos doesn't run well, so you're thinking, I got to lay down a peach here to get him to second. And with 2 strikes, I think he'll be swinging away.
Yes, he did. On a pitch nowhere near. Dan Uggla's down for the 3rd time tonight. 1 out, 7th inning. Next 5 ball games. The Giants are coming. And we'll see some great pitching in this series, like Gio and Jake Peavy tomorrow night. Strasburg and Madison Bumgarner Saturday morning. Jordan Zimmerman, Ryan Vogelsong in the Sunday night game. Then the Reds are in next week before the Nats go on to Baltimore. Now Tyler Moore, who's lined out to short and also grounded out to Simmons. Double play ball. Braves have turned a couple tonight, but the Bryce Harper double off the glove of Maybin leads to the Ramos RBI hit that ties the game. Test drive the award-winning Elantra this 4th of July at your local Hyundai dealer. From Atlanta and Turner Field, it's our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. The Nats and Max Scherzer are back even. Geico highlights on Max Scherzer, 75 pitches, 56 strikes. Harper and Ramos team up offensively to tie the game. One long inning, the 5th, because of the leadoff double. Nick Markakis takes ball 1 away. 3-4-5 for the Braves right here. In the upper part of the strike zone to even things up. That's a nasty fastball at 94 in on the hands.
Yeah, watching Max take his warm-up pitches and then kind of stalking the ball around the infield as they threw it around. Just some new life with a tie ball game. And we've seen him when he gets the lead turn into a different guy, but he has to feel like he almost has it right now in a 1-1 game.
Then he changes up on him at 85 and gets a fly ball to Michael A. Taylor.
All right, it's time for you to tweet your strangest fan photo using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by T-Mobile. Or strongest.
Brzezinski to left field twice on fly balls to Taylor, 1 foul. Well, the great thing about the Nats getting that run, you go top 8. Max Scherzer gets to swing the bat and stay in the game. As long as he holds the Braves at bay here.
That inning started great and got real weird in a hurry, didn't it?
Yeah.
For the Nats. Double, RBI, you're thinking, okay, and then the guy that doesn't bunt's bunting, and then a double play, and thanks for coming.
Brzezinski shows bunt, and Scherzer, like Zimmerman the other night, was ready to go over and cover the left side of the infield, and AJ didn't like the call. Oh, 0-2 pitch with 1 out. Change up. Into right field. No, it's not a base hit. Dan Uggla's out there. 2 outs. Juan Uribe, double last time, leading off the fifth. Came around on the Andrelton Simmons base hit. Done some damage in this series. He's 4 for 10. He has scored 3 runs, a couple of solo homers. Busted bat. Danny Espinosa has it. Now there's a shutdown inning.
How good is Max Scherzer? I mean, we say it every fifth day, but unbelievable here again tonight in Atlanta. Wow. By Miller Lite, and let's just go back to the good part of the 7th inning. Bryce Harper, nice at bat against David Ardsma, excuse me. Double in the gap. Wilson Ramos with Jace Peterson holding Bryce Harper on. He has the whole right side of the infield, and he does a nice job of hitting the ball that way, thinking he's just going to get him over, and what would have been a routine ground ball to second turns into an RBI single and ties this game up.
So this one to the top of the 8th inning. Taylor, Scherzer, Span. In a 1-1 game, Michael A. Taylor will lead off against Jim Johnson, who came on, pitched a scoreless 8th inning last night. That is into right field. Taylor tearing around first base in case there's a glitch. Markakis up with it cleanly. And the Nats now give Max Scherzer a great chance to bunt the potential lead run ahead.
Well, nice job of going with that cutter from Jim Johnson the other way. He was thinking about 2 right here, but Nick Markakis can throw well. Stops at first, and now Max Scherzer has good speed on first. Doesn't have to be a perfect bunt to get Michael Taylor the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Along with his 9 hits this year, Max Scherzer 3 sacrifice bunts. Before Max steps in very quickly, we got a great message from Harold Cardozo of the Nats. He and Mike Rizzo out in California paying their respects to Randy Knorr's family and Kimberly's family as well. And Randy wanted all of our fans to know how much he appreciates all the messages of love and support that family and Kimberly's family have received. They just appreciate it so much and asked us to pass that along tonight. Now let's see if the guys can go out and win one for Randy and the families. Max Scherzer, fly ball to center, ground ball to short, and looking to move the speedy Taylor into second base here. Michael A., by the way, has stolen 8 bases in 10 attempts. Scherzer handled the bat a bit in the American League. He had 10 sacrifice bunts in his years over there in interleague play. He'll pull the bat back. Good reaction. And it's ball 2.
You wouldn't go hit and run right here, would you?
Max Scherzer, ball player.
I mean, he's got a 6-game hitting streak on the line right here. Kidding, of course, but the luxury for Max right now is you just really have to make the first bounce be in the dirt. You have serious heat on first base and Michael Taylor. It doesn't have to be a perfect bunt. It just has to be down.
Strike 2 now.
It doesn't have to be to third base, doesn't have to be to first base. Can't be real hard back toward Jim Johnson, but if the first bounce is right in front of the plate, it'll do the job, and we'll see what he does here with 2 strikes. Might throw over right here to see if he's squaring. Let's see.
Ball 3. So now Johnson has to lay one in there. He can't try to be too fine here, making a pitch that is hard to bunt. And Scherzer took one thinking it was low, and he gets called out.
Well, Pittsburgh likes the low strike, but the way A.J. Pierzynski catches this, I don't know if he blocked out Dan Isanya or not. I don't know if he even saw that pitch down that low with Pierzynski standing up. That might have influenced it.
Yeah. Mercedes-Benz pitch track showing that was a borderline pitch. Here's Denard Span, 1 for 5 career against Johnson with a double. Also a base on balls. We'll see if we get some action between first and second here. Not on that pitch. It's ball 1 up.
I think in a tie game, you go hit and run in these situations to stay out of a double play. You got speed at both ends. I don't think it's in play here. Straight steal, however, for Michael Taylor, maybe.
Span to center, and the ball hanging up. May have been able to stay with that one as he was sliding while catching it. Denard Span hit it so well it kept on carrying. 2 outs.
A good swing by Denard Span. Nice play by Cameron Maybin. And that had shades of Andrew Jones in it, a guy that used to take away a lot of low line drive singles in this ballpark. Cameron Maybin goes the same way right here. Might have dove a little bit early. You see him bounce on his backside there. That makes your head move a little bit, but he still made the play. Good swing, good play. Michael Taylor hustling back.
It's up to Danny Espinosa now with 2 outs. Johnson's been a tough matchup for him over the years. A couple of strikeouts, 0 for 6. Danny tonight 0 for 2, hit by a pitch that finished Banuelos back in the 6th inning. And a bouncer up the middle, right to the bag goes Peterson. And that's another leadoff hit. They've done that several times tonight. 1-1 it stays. Night Point Systems. They offer the technology you need when you need it. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. Book now at OCOcean.com. Looking north toward downtown Atlanta. Second last year for Turner Field before they move into their new Sun Life Stadium 2 years from now. So here's Max Scherzer. Season high 119. He's way below that. 84 pitches, 63 strikes. 63 strikes in 7 innings.
By my math, that's 96% strikes. Right?
And not that high, but it's
right.
really, really good.
All right, thanks.
Kelly Johnson 0 for 2.
I just did that real quick.
Changeup stays into the left-hander. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scherzer, by the way, since the Simmons RBI hit, 7 straight retired. Look at that changeup, 86. Strikeout number 8, and he had 4 of them through the first 5 innings. So third time around, swing and miss stuff.
I'm being told that's 74% strikes, so I was close. And Max Scherzer just, I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years with you, and I find myself every 5th day with this guy just going fan mode in watching and admiring.
It's a treat.
And forgetting to analyze because it's so fun to just sit back and go fan mode. And he's got that stalker thing going on with the arms right now. And if you've never seen him pitch in the late innings or in big situations, he kind of walks around the mound like he's stalking his prey, and it's something to watch, and he's doing it right now.
No swing, says Lance Barrett.
And it's my favorite part of a Max Scherzer start. Something you didn't notice necessarily when he was on another team, but when you get to see him every 5th day, when he's smelling the finish line, he turns it up a notch, and it's fun to watch.
He's gone at least 7 innings for the 12th, now 13th time this year. And that one a little bit low at 96, 2-1.
You get into a 3-1 count off Scherzer, you're doing something right. And as a hitter, these don't come around every day, and Simmons going to try to take advantage right here.
Center cut fastball slapped out to center, and Denard Spanish back to grab it. That ball went about 380 on a low line straight away. 2 outs.
Peanuts are at the Fitz. July 4th and 5th. You can enjoy food, fireworks, and fun. And anything else they're giving away there. Like the highly anticipated Wilson Ramos Bufferine. That's on Sunday. For all your ticket information and promotional information, visit PotomacNationals.com.
There will be a stampede for that one.
It's Wilson Ramos is a buffalo. He's got 4 shin guards on his hooves and then a chest protector on his chest and horns.
Slightly disturbing, but very unique. I'm looking forward to it.
Not slightly. Extremely, I would say. I mean, because how could he hit?
It is a lot of fun having the minor league affiliates so close.
It is.
Be able to enjoy some of the stuff with our buddies down there in Woodbridge.
4 legs and 4 shin guards. He can't hit. And I don't know how he's going to catch.
4 bats to hit that breaking ball.
There's no way he can catch as a buffalo. Unless he just uses his chest to stop the ball. So I'm not getting it.
0-2. Escobar guarding the line at third. Bottom of the 8th inning in a 1-1 game. And a Yuri Perez has to fight to foul one off. Swing and a miss. 96. Max Scherzer goes at least 8 for the 6th time this year. That makes it 4 in a row. And now it's Escobar number 3, Harper number 4, Ramos number 5. Due up, top 9.
Looks like Max Scherzer's night might be done talking to the skipper. He usually doesn't talk or stay in the dugout between innings. Never miss a game update, behind the scenes moment, or exclusive contest. Follow at Masson Nationals on Twitter for all the latest Nats buzz. Again, that's at Masson Nationals on Twitter.
Might be lobbying to stay in. He's at 97 pitches.
And 9-1-2 due up in the ninth for the Braves.
And he's also been pretty efficient retiring the last 10 Atlanta Braves. Here's Jason Grilli, their closer, in a situation to hold the Nats in the ninth and hope they can walk off in the bottom of this inning. He'll face 3, 4, 5 for the Nats. Got his 22nd save of the year here last night, getting Robinson, Desmond, and Taylor 2 strikeouts, a grounder quickly in the ninth inning of a 4-1 game.
The 2 pitches, fastball, slider. Fastball average is 94, slider 83.
So Escobar with a single and 2 trips career against the Atlanta closer. In the air to right. Pretty well hit, but Markakis under it. Edge of the track, 1 out.
Ball's carrying.
Now Harper, this will be some matchup. Bryce is 0 for 3 career against him. All 3 in the air.
That's the first time we've seen Max talk to the skipper in lobby like that. Is there anybody up in the Nats pen? I can't see around the corner here in Atlanta. Trying to figure this thing out. Usually the way Max Scherzer lobbies is he just grabs his helmet and his bat and jumps in the on-deck circle before anybody can say anything. But it looks like his night might be done with double barrels in the Nats pen.
Yeah, it looks like Casey Janssen if the score's tied, and certainly Storn if the Nats take the lead. Harper 1 for 3, a double last time. Turned out to be a huge play. Maben got to the ball, couldn't squeeze it. Next batter, Ramos drove in Bryce, and he was trying to go up 2-1 right there. They've been throwing Bryce a lot of fastballs up and away throughout this series. Scherzer's still technically the pitcher of record.
Yeah, Max would like to see number 11. Bryce trying.
$18,585 paid here tonight. Sounds a lot more when Bryce is in there.
So he fouled a bunch of David Ardsma fastballs off last time, and then he threw him a changeup, hit a double, and you see what Brzezinski's doing with Grilly right here, just putting down number 1.
And Bryce checking his swing right back to the screen.
He's a hair more jumpy with his lower half tonight than he has been a long time. Feet are a little bit quick, and that's maybe why he's just missing those fastballs by a hair.
1-1 ball game, top of the 9th. Might be Scherzer's last chance to get a W. I mean, you talk about top of the elevator shaft. Everything up there. And then he drops the breaking ball on him to strike him out. 2 down, Wilson Ramos next.
So after seeing a bunch of fastballs, he gets the slider from Grilly, and it was a good one. Bryce over the top. Everything else, as we showed you, above the strike zone. That one below changes eye line and changed the pitch for strike 3.
Ramos' career against Grilly 0 for 3. Wilson now. 12 RBIs in his last 15 games, counting tonight. And that's a 2-hopper out to Andrelton Simmons. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th here in Atlanta in a 1-1 game. Looks like a no decision for Max Scherzer. Just yet, 97 pitches, 72 strikes. He's retired 10 in a row, and another evening worth of highlights from this right-hander.
9 strikeouts for Max Scherzer, and it's on pretty much every pitch he has. Fastball, curveball, slider, fastball painted away. Nick Markakis didn't like that one. There's the changeup for strike 3, so who knows what's coming if you're a Braves hitter tonight. But every single pitch from Scherzer has been with a purpose. He's attacked the strike zone all night. And I like the fact that he's out here for the bottom of the 9th, no matter what happens. Matt Williams trying to give him a chance to win this ball game.
Yeah, he lobbied and the manager said okay. Siriaco 1 for 3 career. Pedro is against Max Scherzer. This is the kind of stuff that takes you back to an earlier era. If you're a baseball fan of, 40 years old or older, when guys used to want to finish what they started, and they would fight and lobby to get out there and do such a thing.
Yeah, he's in air quotes, "I got this" mode right now.
Little tapper. Rushing in, Espinosa, bare hand. Did not have a chance. Siriaco too fast. Bottom of the ninth begins with an infield hit. Only their 4th of the night.
Well, good pitch. You see Siriaco getting out of the box quick, kind of swinging and running to first all in one motion. The only play Danny Espinosa had was a bare hand, but he picked it up and threw a changeup because he couldn't get a grip, because he had to hurry. And watch Siriaco getting out of the box, taking a peek, and that's how the bottom of the ninth starts. And you'd think that Jace Peterson is bunting right here.
My leadoff guy was 1 for 10 in the series and 0 for 3 tonight. He would be bunting. And he bunts it in the air, way out of play.
Oh, it's crushed.
Peterson 3 sacrifice bunts this year.
Bo Porter's going to tell him a little bit softer
and fair.
And a little bit fairer.
Rubber game of a 3-game series.
I always like to throw over right here, just so you can have every single coach on the bench eyeball Jace Peterson to see if he flinches and shows bunt on the throw over. Because after the conference with Bo Porter, you're kind of thinking, are they keeping it on after that effort? So sometimes you can tell a lot by the throw over, but he's showing early, so you don't need to.
0-1 now. Lays it down. That's a beauty. Scherzer to Ugla, 1-4. And the Braves have 2 shots to win it.
Bo
with Maben and Markakis.
Bo probably told him, you got good speed on first, just get it down. Doesn't have to be perfect. Max Scherzer in closer mode right now. Game on the line.
Yeah. And if you get Maben here, you would then have the opportunity to choose whether or not to pitch to Markakis. Although Przinsky, a left-hander, is on deck, but Nick Markakis is by far Atlanta's best hitter right now. Worry about that after this at bat. Maben is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a foul out to Bryce Harper. Front door on the slider. Strike 1.
Intense. It's a good baseball game.
Long hold. Hitter never asks for time, and then he fouls one off.
Scherzer back up on the mound. He wants the ball.
Good speed at second base with 1 out. Bryce Harper playing pretty shallow on the offside in right.
Got a couple pitches to work with if you're Max Scherzer right here. I think about elevating that fastball above that Braves logo and see if Cameron Maben will chase up. Just threw one down, maybe change it up and see if he'll chase a high one.
Goes with the breaking ball. That's called a fair ball, and the game is over. And Matt Williams is coming out of the dugout. The Braves are all over each other here, and Matt Williams is talking this over with C.B. Buckner. That ball, after it took the big hop, landed way foul. That's considered an infield ball, and I believe not reviewable. Outfield fly ball, fair foul is, and Atlanta has won the game.
It's not reviewable, but they can sure talk about it and ask the other umpires what they saw. If they're not doing it, they're walking off the field, and that's how this one ends. Unbelievable.
I saw Matt say something to the home plate umpire, Dan Isanya, who shook his head in the affirmative. The ball did land foul, but ruled fair over the bag, and the Braves have walked off the Nats.
But you made the point earlier in the game. Yunel Escobar plays shallower than every third baseman in the league, and there's no way that Maven's bunting right there with the winning run on second base, and Escobar shallow in for the bunt that goes over his head, and he can't believe that ball was called fair. And it's tough to tell with our angles where it went over the bag, but it definitely hits in foul territory. If that was the first bounce, it's obviously foul, but it's where it goes over the bag. And he had the best view of all of us, convinced that it was foul.
2-1, the Braves walk off. They win the series. And the Nats' dominance of the Braves interrupted for a couple of nights here in Atlanta. It had reached 9 in a row going into last night's game. So Friday against the Giants, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. The Nats will throw Gio. The Giants will throw Jake Peavy, one of their playoff heroes from last year. This has been a presentation of Masson. Hard-fought series in Atlanta. Johnny and Ray are next to break it all down. And from Georgia, so long for Just a While.